Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. This is about rewriting truths. Now, there's really four that I would like to bring to you, but one is so commonly given by me that I'm going to brush through it and remind you of it and perhaps bring it up again in the next 2 weeks. It's I would call it the basic Kryon information since the beginning. Since the early times that I gave my partner channelings to publish. 1993 book, Don't Think Like a Human. It starts the whole premise that God, as you see God, the creative source of the universe, is not a human. And you might say, well, of course, who thinks God is a human? And I will tell you, most of humanity is taught that God somehow is a judgmental, dysfunctional, bad father in the sky. A father, a human thinking father, male, that will watch out and make sure everyone does things correctly or does certain kinds of things according to the doctrines, and if those things are not proper, then judgment follows, and even torture. This is not the creation source energy, dear ones. This is human energy, human thought. You've taken human attributes and put them on the Creator. Do you see this? Doctrine after doctrine has God thinking like a human. Do you really think that's the way it is? Again, I will say it. Do you really think that God will punish all of humanity because one of them made a mistake early on when they were just getting started? And everyone pays the price now, and everyone gets tortured equally unless you do something. That is not the scheme of God. The plan, the scheme, all of that of God is love and compassion and beauty and kindness and benevolence, period. And if you follow the lines of thinking of old consciousness, old rules, old doctrines, almost all of them tell you you're unworthy. In addition to that, if you are born to dysfunctional thinking parents, they'll tell you the same. Well, you'll never get here, you'll never do this, sit down, be quiet. And it starts to simply enhance everything that everyone tells you, even about God. You haven't got a chance. It's no wonder that so many humans will grow up fighting the system, believing they're victims of the planet and expecting the worst every single day. Listen, if you think consciousness is energy, what happens to energy that is negative, that paints a picture of bad things happening every day, and you put it out there in front of your path? I'm no good, you might say. Bad things are going to happen eventually. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, as they say. It's good now. Oh, I better enjoy it while I can because it's not going to last, you know. These are energetic thoughts put in the path in front of you, and then you walk through them. You do understand that, don't you? It's not true. None of it is true. When you open your eyes, as that infant that you are, right next to your mother, that moment that you arrive, dear ones, and everything starts to function, you are absolutely precious and magnificent. There is no dirt there. You are not born dirty or unworthy. You are seen in the eyes of God as precious, as part of the creation. And yet few believe it. I've chosen that for number one, rewriting a sacred truth. So many sacred truths say that when you arrive on the planet, you're not worthy. So many. That is human thinking, dear ones, from things projected onto God that are human activities, punishment, all of these things. And you will say, well, that came from Scripture. And that came from the whole idea of Adam and Eve's story and all of those things. Let me ask you, do you think the finger of God came down and wrote those scriptures, or did men and women write them? And the answer is all scriptures were written by men and women.